Hi, it's Greg Jackson, Sports Center with the Fayette Advertiser here in Fayette, Missouri. Bringing you a video blog this evening for my On the Sidelines blog for you revisiting readers. This is kind of a little different twist. I know you all really enjoy kind of reading my stories, but we're going to give this a test because right now I kind of like doing maybe a 6-7 minute video as opposed to like typing for 30-35 minutes. So we're going to give this a try, see how this kind of turns out. Please, I encourage feedback, good or bad. If I get no feedback, I'm assuming nobody's watching these. And we'll see where we go from here. But anyhow, back to business. Taking a look at some of these games tonight, we had quite a bit of action in the Howard County area. Made the trip up to Sturgeon tonight for Glasgow versus Sturgeon, TAC matchup. First, let's talk about the boys' game. Sturgeon comes away with a 66-54 win over Glasgow. Hands Glasgow first, lost of the year. Glasgow was ranked number 3 in Class 1. Well, is ranked number 3 in Class 1. I was really impressed with Sturgeon. I've had the opportunity to watch Sturgeon play for the past week and a half. Really impressed with a lot of their guard play, to be honest with you. Lorenzo Chisholm, he may be just a freshman, but right now he's almost playing like a really experienced junior or senior. 5'8" kid who's really not afraid to drive the lane. Doesn't matter how tall your defender is, whether he's 5'8", 6 foot, 6'3", doesn't matter. He's fearless in that aspect. Spencer Kelly, on the other hand, has a great compliment to him. Overall, Sturgeon's a great team, but these two players stand out to me. Spencer Kelly, and I'm talking over with Nick Kropp after the game, that's a kid you don't want to have to foul late in the game just because he will make you pay at the free throw line. And again, Sturgeon led from start to finish, had a very impressive game. Glasgow, again, it took them about 6 minutes to finally score. Got to such a sluggish start, and at that point, it's really kind of hard to overcome that. Got to within single digits in the fourth quarter, but Sturgeon sure had an answer for him, and unfortunately, a loss for Glasgow. Taking a look here, what I had Spencer Kelly with 22 points for Sturgeon, and Dylan Young had 19 points for Glasgow. Reed Littrell with 12. So that drops Glasgow to 9-1 this season. The other game up there in Sturgeon tonight, Sturgeon girls were also victorious, winning 39-24 over Glasgow. Hands Glasgow its second loss this season. Glasgow girls, like the boys, coming off a Marceline Hoops Tournament championship title. Very impressed with Glasgow's defense. Again, this is the first time I've seen either Glasgow team since the Glasgow tournament, so it's been about a month. And really impressed with their pressure. To hold Sturgeon to 39 points is a pretty good. That's a pretty good goal, and normally you're going to win a lot of ball games like that, but unfortunately the offense just wasn't there for Glasgow tonight. Nikki Fillmore had a dynamite week last week in Marceline. That wasn't the case tonight. She had 5 points and 5 rebounds. Got in some early foul trouble. Couldn't be used very much in the first half. And talking to Coach Molly Monig after the game, Glasgow just struggled to run some offensive sets. Girls were were forcing up some shots that really didn't seem great opportunities at the time. And again, they seemed kind of hurried and kind of flustered, and things just didn't work out offensively. It really kind of reminded me of the Harrisburg game. Obviously, they played a little bit better offense and were able to beat the press, but again, another low-scoring night for Glasgow. You're not going to win too many ball games when you only score 24 points. But again, on the road at Sturgeon, that's a pretty tall order, and it's still early in the conference race. It's one loss. Both Glasgow teams still have, I believe, 9 games to go, so you're only 25% of the way done in the conference race. Anyhow, moving on to other games tonight. A couple of area players reached some milestones tonight. We'll get to that here in a minute. Fayette boys throttled Slater 83-26. Bruce Marshall came in that game needing 33 points to reach 1,000 career points. Got exactly 33 career points. Did so in the third quarter. They took a moment out of the game to recognize him for that milestone. So again, congratulations to Bruce Marshall. For those who aren't from the area, he is a 6'10" senior. You could call him a center, a forward, or a shooting guard. He's all of the above pretty much. Already signed to play basketball with Missouri State University next season. So congratulations again to Bruce, and a really huge win for the Fayette boys. Fayette girls, also another big win for them. 45-23 over Slater. Fourth time they played Slater this year, so I'm sure that's quite a bit to play anybody. I mean, two games in the conference play. They've also played them in the Glasgow tournament and also played them in the New Franklin tournament. They're 3-1 against Slater this year. Talking to Mike James after the game, whenever I got back from Sturgeon, sat down and talked with those coaches for a few minutes, said that they forced 8, I'm not kidding, 8 5 counts. Slater struggled to get the ball inbounds that often. And, I mean, it would have been, you were wondering why didn't Bob Gonzalez call more timeouts? He used, I think Mike James said he used 3 timeouts to do that. So, great pressure by Fayette. I think he says one of the best defensive games he's played this year. Would have liked to see more offense. He said that Fayette, the girls missed quite a few open layups. But again, they've got a few days to work out those kinks. That's going to be a huge game up at Salisbury for you in the area. I mean, that's a great opportunity to go up there, see number 1 Salisbury boys play the Fayette boys. And on the girls' side, that's honestly, I think that's winner of that is going to be well out in front for the Lewis and Clark conference race. Fayette girls, I believe, are 3-1 in the conference, and Salisbury is still undefeated in the conference, although they haven't played quite as many games. Moving on again, the other milestone, Palo Grove boys beat New Franklin 58-57. New Franklin had a shot to win the game, had the ball in the final few seconds, but shot was just not able to fall. Despite that, I believe Tyler White scored 30 points tonight. He needed 23 to get to 1,000 points, just like Bruce Marshall. So congratulations again to New Franklin junior Tyler White, who scored 1,000 career points. That's a very impressive feat to do as a junior. I believe he had, for those who aren't from the area, played his first 2 years at Exeter, I believe is how it's pronounced, then moved to the Howard County area, went to New Franklin. So he had 828 points in his first 2 years. So we knew it wasn't going to be much longer until he got that 1,000 points, but he's looking like he could very possibly get 1,400 or maybe even 1,500 by the end of his career. It might be a little bit of a stretch, but 1,300 to 1,400 seems like a very reasonable number. But again, congratulations to Tyler. Also in the New Franklin girls game, New Franklin dominated Palo Grove 57-33. Very good bounce back win for the New Franklin girls after a 6-point loss to Sturgeon in the New Franklin Tournament Championship game. Like I said, very good win for them. And I believe they go to Sturgeon on Friday night. So another tough matchup for them. After losing at home against Sturgeon, they get to face them again, this time on the road. So that'll be another tough test. One other score I have for tonight. Harrisburg boys were the number 3 seed in the South Callaway tournament. In my opinion, going into it, I thought Harrisburg had a legitimate shot getting to the championship game as a 3 seed because number 2 seed New Haven, I thought Harrisburg might be a little bit better. I could throw that out the window right now because unfortunately Montgomery County upset Harrisburg tonight 71-61. So that drops Harrisburg in the loser's bracket. I know, tough loss. Steve Combs had those boys. I think they had a 3-game winning streak heading into this. Hadn't lost since Southern Boone. The one good thing to bring about this is now I think they have a pretty good shot coming out of this with 2 wins. Obviously, you'd rather be on that winner's bracket side and have a shot at that title. But like I said, I think they have New Bloomfield on Thursday. And the South Callaway boys were the 4th seed. They also lost, so that could be another matchup. And those 2 teams, that could be a consolation final matchup, and those 2 teams have already played. Harrisburg, I believe, won that one by 17 points earlier this year. Malta Bend, Higbee boys were also in action tonight. Unfortunately, I don't have a score from that. But again, like I said, this is just the first time I've done a blog video. Again, I encourage any and all feedback. Maybe you all prefer this rather than kind of spending 10 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes reading it. And, this also puts a face to a name that you all have been able to read. Sorry if I seem kind of off the wall. It kind of explains why I went into print journalism instead of broadcast. Not really kind of used to being on a camera. But again, please, I encourage any and all feedback. I'll be going to Salisbury Friday night for the Fayette Salisbury Lewis and Clark Conference doubleheader. That'll be a big matchup in both games. Normally in the past, that's been a really great boys matchup, and Salisbury's handled the Fayette girls in the past. Fayette girls should put up much more of a fight this year. And again, you've got a conference title on the line, so Fayette fans going up to Salisbury. Should be great games. We'll be back on the block tomorrow. Coaches are heading over to Slater tomorrow night to meet for the seedings meeting of this year's Slater Wildcat Classic. I knew last year that drew a lot of fans in onto my blog, kind of checking up on that, because you got schools like Higginsville, Sacred Heart, Santa Fe. You even got Glasgow. I mean, this is the cream of the crop of tournaments in the area. I should hopefully, if I talk to some of the coaches, hopefully I'll have seedings for you guys tomorrow night. Again, that's going to be brutal. The boys' side, it's going to be extremely difficult as always. Fayette's the two-time defending tournament champions. It's going to be extremely difficult to get that third one. On the girls' side, normally the Slater girls have won it the past 2 years. Normally that's been kind of a tad weak in the past. Much stronger this year. You got the Glasgow girls, only 2 losses heading into this. Fayette girls, and I was talking with Mike James tonight also, they're 9-4 right now. Very strong record, and they're looking at maybe the 4 seed at best in this tournament. So taking a look at records, that makes this tournament much more difficult on the girls' side than it has in the past. So should be great games all around. That's coming up here in a couple weeks. Again, thank you all for listening in. I'll talk to you all again later.